using my power to rise stronger after each fall, overcoming all obstacles and taking one step after the other to reach my goals, choosing to grow, change, and write my own story with the help of those that walk on the same path. This is resilience in action.
Hi, thank you so much for being with us once again. This is Resilience in Action, and I am Jolie Chaires. And as always, together with Dr. Emilia O'Neill. How are you, Emilia?
Hey, doing great. Happy to be here again and with a topic that I think is really important. It's close to my heart, and it is very related to what we have been talking about before. So I hope you enjoy it. Today we're talking about living with intention. And to start that, I would like you to feel what it feels like so that when we talk about it, you're connected with your energy and your intention. So I am just going to ask you to close your eyes and start with a reflection as always, and take a deep breath and give yourself permission to be here with us, with yourself. And think about this image. This is an energy, a light that enters your body at the top of your head, and it is descending and filling every part of your body. Your chest, your arms, your hands, and it goes down all the way to your toes. And if you can see this light as energy, you will also see that throughout the day, you are constantly shaping this energy in the form of thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and the things that you value. So every time you use your energy and you shape it, you are reflecting an intention. So intention is the use of our energy and our will to shape it into something that hopefully will be beneficial for you and those around you. So remember, intention is energy that you're shaping all the time with your thoughts, your behaviors, and your emotions. So as you take a deep breath again and come back to us, we will start talking about what living intentionally means. So if you had your eyes closed, just open them and come back. I'm so happy to have you here today. It is my intention to just share ways in which we can use our energy in a way that can make us better, that can really help us be present in the present.
Yeah, actually, for me, like living with intention or intentionally sounds like live on purpose, right? Not just like surviving and see what happens. It's like actually being like that, like on purpose. I am doing what I do on purpose. And on purpose means like I have just that, a purpose, right?
Exactly. Remember last time we were talking about the difference between being lonely and being alone. I think if we continue on that topic for a moment and we say, you know, loneliness is not the lack of company. Loneliness is the lack of purpose. That's when we start feeling that we're not in a good place. So if we have, as you say, decided to live with intention or live on purpose, no, we're talking about being mindful of our thoughts, of our beliefs, of our values, and making choices that reflect in your behaviors. So we're talking about not only wishing or hoping that something would be one way or the other, it is using our energy and focus to make those things happen. It is amazing what happens when we are present in our lives, when we are present in the moment, when we are with another person, or when we are in a group. And what happens when you say, I want to achieve this goal, and my intention, as we said in this mini exercise we did at the beginning, is I am shaping my energy so things happen the way they're supposed to happen. I was listening to an interview the other day of Yo-Yo Ma. He's one of the greatest cello players in the world. And they're asking him how he concentrates or what he does before he plays. And he says, all I do is say, I am doing my best, and that is enough. So when you say, I am doing my best, and that is enough, it means that all your energy is concentrated on getting things done the right way and based on those beliefs that you have, on those values that you have, because it's going to happen and it is going to be good enough. Of course, there's always learning and there's always a better way. But today, in this moment, if you are present in your life, you will do your best and you will feel satisfied at the end.
Yeah, and that's kind of tricky because as a person that it took me a while to feel comfortable walking around this world because it's not something that it's always easy. And you said a word that I think it's really crucial on this, and it's to feel that is enough. And to be present. It's not wishing or even wanting more or not accepting the things the way they are. And I am thinking, how would I like them to be? And I understand that all that energy that I waste in thinking, I don't like the things the way they are, but I would like them to be like this or like that. It's what actually like frees me and not let me continue or actually get into my goals, like you said. And I would like to ask you, for a person that can feel that it's not enough, not the person itself or whatever happens around, how do I get there first?
I think we go back to what we said at the beginning. It's picturing yourself as part of this universal energy, as part of this light that we possess, that is given to us every day, and that we can use having positive thoughts, shaping that energy to achieve those dreams or those things that I want. Remember, there is a difference between having a desire or a wish for something to happen and putting my intention into it and turning it into action. So as you say, I can choose whether I'm going to use that energy. I'm thinking, this is not going to work. What's the point? I'm scared. It's not going to happen. There goes your energy and there goes your intention. It is lost because you forgot what you wanted to achieve. I think I was thinking about this topic and saying, I don't want to sound like, oh, I already got there. I think we all feel lost at some points. We all feel afraid, and our intention gets lost for a while when we give in to those negative thoughts, those negative feelings, where our energy is just spread around and lost. So being intentional helps us be aware of those feelings, those emotions that are not helping. We can recognize them, be compassionate, and say, it's okay to feel afraid. It's okay to feel, what if this doesn't happen? And then say, let it flow, let it go, and come back with your intention clear and say, what I want to achieve is this. I want to succeed at being a good human being. I want to be a successful helper, a healer, whatever it is that you do. Just center yourself again. Every time you catch yourself losing it, come back. center yourself and say, this is my intention, and this is how I am shaping my energy to make it happen. And it starts by being aware of myself and, of course, being aware of others. It also means being present in the present. Because if I go to the what ifs, and this we see this in big detail, no, when we do the training of our program or the model, I'm sorry. But when we feel anxious, that means we are going to the future. Anxiety lives in the future, in the what ifs. Or if we start thinking like, oh, I should have done this, it should have happened that way, we're going to the past. And in the past, the only thing we find is regret and guilt and shame, nothing productive. But if I can bring back my energy, my focus to the present, I can say, this is where I have control. This is where my intention and my focus can take the shape that I want, whatever shape that is. The good mother, a good teacher, a good friend, a good helper, a good spouse, because you're present and your thoughts and your behaviors are there. Remember, when we talk about resilience in action, we're talking about being present and turning your energy into action at every step. So don't lose your present and be compassionate. Recognize if you're going to the past or the future, bring yourself back and say, okay, I can make choices now based on my past experiences, yes, based on my hopes for the future, but it's always in the present where I can control, where I can be aware of my values, my beliefs, and my thoughts. This is where things happen and intention becomes very powerful because it becomes action.
Yes, and maybe somebody will think like, I have said things like that to myself, and I just don't get to my brain wrap around those ideas or things. Like I can actually take action. And I think it's something that is really important in a topic like this. If I am going to be intentional in my life, it's to find those words that resonate in my head, and they actually can make me move. Because okay, I have this great example. One day I read this on social media. I cannot even say who wrote it, and I'm sorry for that. But that is something that it has been with me for years. Like, we talked about gratitude, and we talk about and other things, or intention. And sometimes intention, even though it's in the present, it's because I'm putting something in the future. My goal is in the future, so I am taking action towards that. But they tell you outside to think about that, like, I already have it, I am present, I am working for it. And some of those words were totally not working for me. And I read this post, like I said, it was anonymous maybe, but it said that maybe if you will write in the morning or thinking about gratitude of something that you don't have yet, but you are working for it, and you say thank you, or in other words, but they are not sticking like in your brain or in you. One of the ways to say it is, today I got to go to work. Today I got to be with my family, even though you said it in advance. And for me, those were like magic words, because my brain said like, oh, I can do that. I got to do it. That means I could, right? So I can. And I'm not saying that is going to work for you. If you resonate, it's great. But if not, it's just finding those words, those ways to think and talk to yourself that actually keeps you here. And like you said, Emilia, conscious and aware of what is happening right now.
Yeah, I think there's no magic phrase. It's like in another show where we were talking about meditating, and we said, well, for some of us, this sitting down and concentrating and breathing in and out doesn't work for me. For me, it's more of a dynamic meditation where I'm moving, dancing, etc. It is the same with thoughts. Remember, your energy is yours. Your story is yours. So you know what works. The thing is, when we are intentional, we are giving ourselves the chance to be challenged, to say, well, maybe I hadn't thought about a phrase like this, where I say, you know what? I am focused, I have the energy, and I have the power to choose how to be in the world today and in this moment. I really encourage you to phrase your words and your energy in the present, where you say, I'm going for it, no? And this is happening because I have decided it is going to happen. And the visualization is important, no? To say, I see myself winning that award. I see myself having won or written this article. Yes, of course, see yourself in the future. And if you can visualize yourself having done it, that's amazing. Just remember, open your minds and constantly challenge unhealthy thoughts, unhealthy behaviors. We're not saying good or bad. We're saying healthy, unhealthy in terms of what helps you and what doesn't help you. When we were talking about working with this podcast, we were both very anxious, right? We said, oh my God, we're going to do it in Spanish and then in English. So there we go. Now we're going to be judged in 2 languages. and
Please don't
that
judge us, please.
got us pretty anxious. The thing is, our intention was and is very clear. Our intention is to help you help yourself. Our intention is to help you not only understand what resilience means, but what it looks like and how to increase it. How to say, oh, hey, wait a minute, I am resilient, no? I understand the term now, but I also can see that when my energy is used the right way, I can shape my present and I can shape my future, no, in a way. So it's saying the more aware I am of where my intention is, the clearer my thoughts will be and the clearer my behaviors. I don't know if this makes sense, guys. It's, I know where I'm going. Like, I want to do this podcast. I want to communicate with people. I want to tell you that I care and that you can have a better life. So if in the process we make mistakes, we say the wrong word, we don't write it right, the intention is good. And as long as the message is there, we're doing okay because our intention is in the right path. So it's being present in the present, it's being intentional in our living, and as you say, living on purpose, no?
Yes, and actually one of the intentions is not like you said, not only tell them, oh, it's this, and this, and give you a list or a book or whatever. It's just when it's action, it means also to show you how to live it, like actually experience it. And some of the things that we talk about, we are in process working on them as every human. And a lot of them, we already live them in some way that we really, really hope, and our intention is that if you resonate, can help you to live the resilience. Like you said, is this, and maybe you are thinking right now, a lot of things that they said, I actually have them. And those not, but now I know how to actually do it. And that's why in the end of the show, we are going to talk about the 5 new skills that we can practice to do this, to live intentionally.
Yes, and remember, we talked about resilience as this ability we have to withstand adversity, this ability we have to overcome that adversity, learn from it, grow from it, and become wiser people, no? So we also said, I think the last week, no, we were saying, you know what, this is not about being finished, no, like I'm done, I'm there. I shared with you that thought I have of the finished product syndrome, no? Where the people that say, oh no, there's nothing I need to change, there's nothing I need to do, I'm just perfect. That's when we start making mistakes. That's when our mind starts wandering because we're no longer in the present because we think we have done everything we needed to do. So if we see ourselves as a process that is happening every day, and that energy that I receive every day, it's like a glass, right? Where I say, okay, I am given this energy that, again, comes through my head and to all my body, my brain, my senses, my emotions, and I say, I am going to use it wisely, excuse me. I can continue to grow. I can feel afraid, of course, but say, okay, I see you, I can feel the fear, and it's okay to feel afraid. But it's also okay to keep moving, and I can do this. If you feel really angry, intention or living intentionally saying, I am aware of my anger, but I choose compassion. Compassion towards myself and towards others. And I choose to not fight and not break something that is important to me, like something at work or a relationship with your spouse, with friends. It's saying, I am not going to give in to my ego or my fear. That's living intentionally. It's saying, I choose. I choose to be okay. I choose to help others be okay. And my intention is clear because it is based on my values that are clear as well. When we are adolescents, we start questioning the values that we were given as kids, the 10 Commandments, the rules at home where they tell us how to behave. And we start comparing and contrasting, If they told me you should not lie, and I see my parents lying to each other or lying to somebody else, it's like, wait a minute, I thought I was not supposed to lie, So you start questioning and creating your own value system. I would advise you or suggest that we do this once in a while, that we say, what are my values today? What do I believe in today? As a counselor, as a psychologist, we learn from many people every day about different value systems, about different ways of living, about different ways of doing things. And for me, that's very enriching. So if we can do that as humans, when we come in contact with other people, with intention, with that purpose of saying, I am learning something new every day, I grow, I mature, and I become a more resilient person because I'm learning ways of being strong through others and with others, right?
And also that it gives me the chance not to be aware only of myself, but to be aware of my surroundings, the people that is around me, because that is important. And like we have been saying in all these programs, it's about not to be alone or isolated. And if I am thinking in me, I am going to leave something behind, somebody aside, and that is not going to give me maybe the result that I was looking for. So being aware of myself and the way that Emilia is explaining it, it also gives me this opportunity to being connected with the world, right?
Absolutely. And see, as you know, I'm living in Alaska right now. I had never lived in a place where the temperature drops below 30 degrees, or you come out of the house in the morning and you have to have plugged your car so it stays warm during the night. So you have to unplug it, clean the car, get in. And by this time, you're not only looking purple, but feeling purple. So it's the people that have been here for years have taught me so much. They say, oh no, wear these gloves or wear these layers, or never go to the grocery store and not wear the gloves because you think it's going to be fast. So living intentionally means being present for yourself and others, sharing your strengths and learning the strengths of others. These people that live here, that I work with, are amazing people, and they are constantly teaching me things, and I love listening, and I love saying, okay, I'm going to practice. I was we were laughing because they said, Emilia, did you get the gloves? I said, yes. Did you get the thing that, yes, I did? Everything they recommended, I have gotten, no? And I'm wearing it, and thank God I feel warm enough, no? So I am thankful, and I am, how can I tell you this, guys? I feel touched by the strength of others. I feel supported. But if I were not paying attention, and this happens to all of us, okay? We look at the negative side, right? It's like, I hate the cold. I hate being here. I hate this food. I hate not having this. I hate not having that. And that's when our intention gets lost. Our goals are lost. Hopefully, we all have jobs, or we all have things that we do by choice. Where we say, I chose this position, I chose to live here, and there was a clear reason for it. And see if you are accomplishing it, if your intention is in the right place. Now, if you find that you're no longer happy with that choice you made, well, refocus your intention. Remember, intention is energy. So use your energy to shape your thoughts, to shape your behaviors, and say, now I need to go a different way. If you are in a place of pain, of suffering, of violence, sometimes it's very hard to find that intention and have clarity. But what I can tell you is you can start preparing. If you cannot get out right now, you can prepare for it and grow stronger and start looking for help. And it is possible, no? When we have been in relationships or in situations of violence, individually, as a community, as a country, it is hard, yes, to sometimes remember our intention because we are in a survival mode. But remember, even that survival mode is energy put into intention, put into action. Being worried about whether or not I'm going to have food on the table for my kids, that's having your intention and saying, I'm going to get some food. I am going to get a better job. It's having that mental, spiritual, physical clarity to say, I can improve my life, I can improve the life of my children, and I can improve my relationship if my intention is the right one.
And actually, it might be kind of hard to believe, but being present the way that Emilia is explaining right now is a way that also let me find the good things even in the worst things that I am living. That's why I say maybe it's hard to believe, because sometimes we are so immersed in our situation, and it's totally understandable if it's really, really bad. However, if we try to look just a little, and we try to resignify, if I am in a job that I don't like, for example, maybe I can think in the ways that this job is helping me right now. Maybe that's giving me for my rent or for my food. It's not the best job or my dream job, but right now it's giving me something that works for me. And now when I appreciate that part, I can think in ways to find my dream job or how to move towards that goal. But if I stay in that emotion that I hate this job, that I really, really don't want to get up from bed because I don't want to go to school, or I don't want to go whatever I have to do, things are going to look worse and worse every day. So if we find just one thing that you can find that is good, it doesn't matter if it's not a huge list. Just one thing opens the door for everything else.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm referring to when I say focus your energy and your intention in one thing that is good for you. Yes. That's it, no, in a few words. The other part that I would like to discuss with you is how we can also look for the intention in others. Let me see if I make sense. years ago, when I was just dating my husband, he asked me at some point, if he said, you will not hurt me, will you? And I said, not on purpose. No, I will never hurt you on purpose. And it may happen because we are human, because we are different people, because we may get upset, no? But the thing is, try when you are having a fight, when you're having an argument, first of all, to leave your ego aside and look at what your intention was and what the other person's intention was. Sometimes they were just trying to explain something and they were upset, they were frustrated, and they used the wrong words, but they were trying to fix things. They were trying to figure something out. So something I tell couples a lot, I tell friends a lot, is talk about the intention behind your behavior. Just like people who get really angry because they are afraid. No, remember that when we talk about stress, we're talking about fear and anger as the emotions of stress. And sometimes when people get scared or are afraid of something, they start yelling and attacking. So maybe their intention was to keep themselves safe, but they ended up hurting you. So when we discuss this and we talk about it and we say, you know what, my intention was never to hurt you. If you are clear as to what your intention was, but the shape you gave your energy was that of anger, was that of hurting others, you can come back and say, I am sorry. That was not what I wanted my energy to be shaped as. I hope this makes sense, but it's saying, I know where you are coming from. I can be honest with you because I know that you will be honest with me. And that solves a lot of problems when the ego is not present and the intention is clear.
Yeah, and that is also how we can actually face in other moments of adversity or bad moments in life. And being intentionally has been really a really long journey for me. The future looks like pretty nice to look, right? And the past sometimes is really hard to forget. So it is not fun sometimes, but we like to look back. So yeah, it is something that may require a little bit of time or very hard work. However, with all these tools, I can guarantee you that it's easier than we think. Not easy, maybe, but easier than we think, because we have like steps, like formulas that Emilia is giving us, that it's like I said, like a formula, and it's easier. But my brain understands like that, right? So,
and I think what you're saying, Yoli, is so important. When we look at our history, our past, and we say, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that, no? Have a clear intention of saying, what did I learn from that experience? I have it very hard to believe, and I have not known many people that have said, you know what? If I do this, I am going to be miserable, but I'm going to do it anyway. No? Or yeah, I'm going to marry this man because I know he's going to mistreat me and be violent, no? If anything, we say, no, I'm going to rescue him, no? I'm going to save him. And our intention, that's why I keep saying, look at what your intention was so you can avoid the guilt, the shame, the fear, the anger that comes from that confusion of saying, I didn't mean to, but I did it anyway. So now I feel that no, your intention was to be happy. Your intention was to find a good partner. Your intention was to succeed in a project. If it didn't happen, it was not because you went into it thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to really make it not work. No, I'm going to really screw it up. It was not about that. Because that way you can truly sit down, use your intention, your focus, and say, what have I learned from this project? What did I learn from this relationship that didn't go well? What can I bring with me to the present to achieve my present goals, to find a better partner, to find a better job, or to get out of this relationship that is hurting me? Don't waste energy and time. And I'm telling you this because I not wasted, but used a lot of my energy for years blaming myself for a bad relationship. So it's saying, you know what? No, what am I learning and how can I get out of this with that experience? Because as we survive or experience those bad things, if we are paying attention, if we are being intentional, we are learning and we are becoming stronger. And we are looking around us to see if there's somebody there that will help us. Remember, resilience doesn't happen in solitude. We need each other to stay strong. And there's always one person, one coworker, one professor, one friend that is willing to listen and is willing to help. Refocus, reshape your energy so you can move forward.
And that can be pretty scary. If we think in reshaping, that means like changing things or starting over or something. And that can be really, really scary. However, I personally don't believe now at this point of my life that if I have to start something, if it feels like I'm starting again from zero, it's not from zero, because whatever I did in the past showed me something, taught me something, and I am not the same person that I was yesterday or that I was a month ago, a year ago, 10 years ago. I mean, if we can actually appreciate all that, like you said, like, okay, what I learned, just what did work at that time, and have it with me, right? Because that is the thing. We never start from zero. We have experiences and we have learned, and now it will be different. And that's something that actually can paralyze us. Like I said, no, I have to start again, and I have to learn everything again. I have to do everything again. But if it's easier, and not, like I said, from zero or from scratch, because we have all that experience that now we are appreciating in us.
Yeah. I want to say, guys, we're experiencing some technical difficulties here. So if we freeze for a moment, stay with us, okay? It may seem like we're talking on top of each other, but we are far away and technology is not collaborating very well. But yes, Yoli, what you're saying is so important. And my question for you, to increase your resilience, to reshape your intention, is what would you prefer? To stay in that place where you are miserable, where you are no longer learning anything, where you are not gaining anything except pain? Or would you rather go out and say, starting over, richer now, because I had those experiences, as you say, Yoli, and venture and say, I am reshaping my energy, my intention, and saying, let's try something different. There's always at least two choices, right? So the question is, what is your choice going to be? Where are you going to put your intention, your energy, your light? Are you going to try to save something that is dead? Are you going to try to stay in a place where you are not happy, where you are in danger, where your children are not happy? Or are you going to change that job where you say, you know what, let's go for it? I feel safe enough to change jobs or to start looking for a job, even if it takes time. The thing is, if your intention is not put into action, it stays a dream or just like a desire. So your choice to say, I am going to use my energy, that light, that intention with a purpose. I am going to be clear that I want out, that I want better, that I want growth. and things will come. I tell you this because we have all been there, and life is a cycle, right? And sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. The thing is, we always have someone there that is willing to listen, that is willing to guide us, and that is willing to walk with us. And that's what we are here for.
I see resilience for myself. Like I am in this wheel of fortune that it's like, stopping at the top, stopping at the bottom when life goes down. And for me, resilience is when the person that moves the stick to move again now is my friend, and it takes way less than before to start moving back up. So that's why I see it, and that's my metaphor that works all the time. And that's why we have 5 skills for you to start doing this. If up to this point in your life you have been doing things certain way, and you can actually notice that they're not working, but either way you continue doing it hoping a different result, it's most likely that is the change is not going to happen. At least I do something different, right? So if something that you heard today, it's something that you haven't done, that's the invitation here. Just give yourself a chance to do something different if you haven't done it, and see these results. So what are these 5 skills?
And before we go into that, just remember that the person pulling the lever in that wheel of fortune is a part of you. And that needs to be your best friend, no? And sometimes that person may forget and say, oops, no, I let it go too fast. But if you're focused and your intention is in the right place, you'll get to where you need to go. And yes, let's start summarizing our session, if you will, of today. And remember that to live intentionally, awareness is always going to be the first step. We have said it when we talked about gratitude. We said it when we talked about being aware of whether I'm alone or feeling lonely. And we're talking about it now, no? So be aware of yourself, your emotions, your needs, your feelings, your thoughts, because that's your intention taking shape. That's your energy moving in a way. So if you are feeling stuck, if you are feeling like nothing is going your way, I'm going to say awareness, focus, and say, where do I want to go? Start moving. The Buddhism says that no movement is movement. So sometimes just thinking about it and clarifying your values, clarifying your needs may seem like you're not doing anything, but you're actually moving. My husband used to find that funny when I was writing my dissertation for my PhD, and I was sitting there with him watching TV, right? And he would say, "Are you going to write tonight?" And I would go like, "Yes, I'm writing. No, I'm doing it. No," and he would say, "Okay, no." So I think and I create things in my head, and then by the time I finally go to the computer, I can produce 60 pages. No, so remember, there's motion in your thoughts, there's motion in your clarifying your values and what you want to do. And then small actions are important. So our number 1 is start moving. One small step towards living with intention is much better than just thinking about it, no? Or thinking about changing or suffering because things don't go your way. So as we were saying before, find the words, the phrases that work for you, write them on a post-it, put it on the mirror, in the bathroom, in the kitchen, wherever you can see it. Start doing something to be present, to be aware of yourself and others. Our number 2 is set goals for growth. And I'm talking about spiritual growth here, where, as we were saying at the beginning, review your beliefs. Some of them may be outdated. Maybe I believed before that I don't know, that living in Alaska was kind of scary by myself. I actually thought that years and years ago, and that's why I didn't take a job. But I promised myself I was coming back, and here I am, no? And I found that it was not as scary as I thought. So update your beliefs. If they don't work anymore, throw them away. These are energy consumers that we don't need anymore. Revise your values. Look to find a sense of purpose, a sense of meaning in what you do. That makes everything worth it. As anxious as we were about this podcast, Yoli and I said, you know what? This means a lot to us. This is important to us to share our experience, our knowledge, as much or as little as it is, but we want to make you feel better by sharing strategies that work. So find a sense of purpose in what you do, and that will make you feel less scared and braver, not only less scared, no? Number 3, make sure you practice some healthy, joyful activities every week, every day, that help you stay focused in the present and that increase your awareness to live intentionally. Why am I saying this? It may sound very corny, like I live joyfully and happy. And this is not like a touchy-feely thing. It means focusing your awareness in things that are positive. As you were saying, Yolino, a while ago, it's at the end of the day, I can say, I had a very busy day and I had a fight with my boss and I couldn't find the answers I was looking for. But oh boy, the shower was good. And I'm home and I'm safe and I'm with my children. Or I'm saying hello to my cats, my dogs, and that makes me feel happy. Find joy. I'm not saying you have to go on a trip or no. Get home and truly be present with your pets. The poor things have been by themselves many times. So play with them, be with them. That also helps you regain your energy, recycle it, and feel better. Number 4, we talked about that also a while ago. Let go of past hurts and focus on the present. I know this sounds very easy. It is not always easy. And that's why there's talk therapy, there's psychotherapy. You can go to your church and talk to someone. You can even talk to a friend. Remember, resilience doesn't happen in solitude. So having a couple of sessions, sometimes we feel that if we go to therapy, we're going to be there for years. With the clients that I work with right now, sometimes it takes one session. They just want to come and clarify some thoughts. And sometimes, yeah, it takes longer. But remember, the only way out of pain is through pain. We have to feel it, we have to deal with it, and then let it go. And our last one is going to be connect with others. To be stronger, we need each other. Look for classes, memberships to clubs, friends, to add joy and positivity to your life, and people that add to your life, that make you stronger, that make you feel motivated to be better, to grow. Friends that you can learn things from. No, it's amazing. Yoli and I have been friends for how long, Yoli? Maybe 20 years now. And we're still learning from each other. No, and I love that. I think having friends that you admire is important. Having teachers, coaches, mentors. Look for people that add to your life. Look for people that you can learn from. Seek those that live according to your values and that are respectful of themselves, of you, and of others. So that's it. The 5 tips that you can ask or skills to increase your resilience and to add to your toolkit.
And if I may, just in that last one, I think it's really, really important to be aware a little extra, because sometimes we are very nice with some people and we don't see that instead of encourage us to continue and get into my goal, their attitude is like, really? oh, it's going to take too long. But they say it so nicely that we are nice because they are friends or people that we care of. And I'm not saying kick them away your life. Just try to spend the time, this quality time with the people that actually is telling you that you can do it, that celebrate your successes and whatever you are achieving. And that is really great. Like Emilia said, to have friends that I say like, hey, I finished this. Oh my God, yes. Even though we are at the distance, like cheer for each other. That is something really, really encouraging. And it's not like we need the approval of each other. It's just to feel that companionship in this path, in this life that we are living. And I just wanted to add that. I'm sorry, because it's really, really important.
Completely agree with you. And I thank you today, Yoli, for adding to my life and for being that one person that said yes to this project. So thank you.
Thank you for considering me for this project since the very beginning, like 10 years ago.
Absolutely.
And we are finished for today. I would like to finish with a phrase that actually I really, really love. And I thank to Wayne Dyer, which was the first person that I heard, because now there are many people talking about this, and now it's me who's going to repeat it. To be present and to get all this intention is just to show up for yourself every single day. Thank you.
Please remember to like us, to subscribe, to share. We want to share this with as many people as we can. We want to multiply the number of resilience agents or resilient coaches that we can be and make this a better world.
And increase this beautiful, resilient community. Thank you so much for being with us. And we see you in a week. Send us all your messages, your comments. Thank you so much for the people that actually takes the time to write them. And thank you. We are very aware. We read them all. Thank you. And we'll see you in a week. Thank you, Emilia.
Bye-bye.